Hi, my name is Jaime Flores, and today we'll be talking about penicillin and how it destroys bacteria, how it's considered an antibiotic, and the process it goes through to disrupt that um cell wall. Also, we're going to be looking at the structure itself and also how it builds some resistance to that penicillin or antibiotic. So first, a little bit of background on penicillin. It's one of the first drugs used to combat bacteria, which was developed back in World War II to combat bacterial infections, which most of the time led to death. Now we can go next to the next chapter. Here we go. Next slide. So here you can see a little bit on the cell wall of the bacteria, and down here we can actually compare the penicillin to the D-alanine alanine, which is replaced. And so before we compare a little bit, we can go ahead and look at how it actually works to disrupt that. So pretty much penicillin kills the bacteria by inhibiting proteins which cross-link, and let me see if I can say this correctly, peptidoglycans in the cell wall. So it does this by inactivating an enzyme which is necessary for the production or for the cross-linking of bacteria cell walls. This enzyme is the transpeptidase, and pretty much it accepts the penicillin as a substrate instead of your D-alanine, and therefore it inhibits this process, so the cell wall doesn't continue to develop and eventually just stops that process overall. And nature of the penicillin being able to do this is due to the strained B-lactam ring, which is an opening on the ring strain is relieved, and this makes the penicillin more reactive than pretty much ordinary amides that the cell wall might use to do this process. So in this case, the penicillin would be the first choice. And again, there's here we can see how similar they are and how penicillin might just replace that. Next, we have pretty much evolution of bacteria and how it has evolved to become resistant to penicillin. So there's basically three ways how it can evolve to become resistant to penicillin, and one of them is producing specific enzymes which can degrade the penicillin, eventually destroying the penicillin and having no effect on the bacteria. The next one is the bacteria can alter the peptidoglycan layer or their penicillin binding proteins to where obviously the penicillin cannot bind anymore, and therefore not affecting the cell wall at all. And the last one is developing a process where the bacteria can pretty much a system to where it can export this penicillin out of the cell, and those are the ways how it can become resistant to penicillin. Lastly, we have the bond structure. So a little bit on that. So the penicillin, which is shown And here we can see that pretty much we got penicillin binded to other binding proteins. And the way this works, pretty much when a bacterium divides and tries to again divide in the presence of penicillin, it cannot fill in those holes left in the cell wall. So the bacterium is filled with these solutes that come from the penicillin. Pretty much then all that water goes in due to the holes left in the cell wall, and that's how it disrupts the cell wall. Eventually, without a solid supporting cell wall, the bacterium pretty much pops and from that pressure and dies. And that's all I got. Thank you for watching, and till next time.